Airports also impacted by the coronavirus crisis. Many airlines are reporting fewer passengers as plans are canceled or postponed. Let's go live to Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport, where we find our Alex Finney. Alex.
Well, Nicole, I have to tell you, I've been to both airports today, and it seemed as though it's business as usual. You still have many people that are catching those flights, but like you mentioned there, it's very obvious that those numbers have since decreased. And now, with this change for international travelers, that's really going to impact things quite a bit. A mandatory 14-day self-isolation is now in place for anyone returning to the U.S. from China, Italy, Iran, Japan, and South Korea. This is the latest travel advisory from the CDC. Miami, the mecca for international travel. Millions of people flow through Miami International Airport a month. Mayor Carlos Jimenez addressing concerns.
You just come back from a trip abroad, you should self-monitor yourself. You should check your temperature.
The coronavirus has not stopped airport traffic, but it has caused many to rethink trips.
American has canceled flights to Milan until April.
The city of Milan shut down by the Italian government. As the looming threat of the coronavirus roars louder here in the U.S., airports are stepping up their safety protocols and procedures.
We have not quarantined any passengers or any because there hasn't been a large number of passengers that have come through here with symptoms of coronavirus.
As of right now, no major flight cancellations, but that could change with the ever-changing status of this virus. Amongst travelers, mixed opinions.
Just like our president said, if you're not sick, and you're healthy, you got nothing to worry about.
With the coronavirus, we still don't understand how you get it, how long it takes to get it, what's the course of the disease. So extra caution is probably not a bad thing.
And Mayor Carlos Jimenez said at this hour he's not too concerned right now. That's because all of, obviously, the protocols and safety protocols are now in place for people that are traveling in from some of these hardest hit areas. However, it is being advised, as we've been talking about over the last few days and few weeks, to make sure that obviously you wash your hands and keep yourself clean in that way. You saw in that story there all of the hand sanitizer stations that they do have at these airports. But of course, the most important thing to remember is that if you are sick, if you are feeling fluish in any way, the best advice at this point, even if you do lose money, is to just stay home to not further that sickness for yourself and obviously plenty of other travelers as well. We are live at Fort Lauderdale International Airport. Alex Finney, Local 10.
Superintendent Alberto Carvalho announced that the district is taking additional precautions to help protect students and administrators amid coronavirus concerns.
CBS 4's Hank Tester is in Miami with the restrictions being put in place and how county officials are responding. Hank.
Well, the coronavirus is having an economic impact on Miami International Airport, and here at the school board, the superintendent announces that the county, Miami-Dade County, and the school district are teaming up just in case there is an outbreak of the coronavirus. Let's take a look. The tentacles of the looming coronavirus outbreak having a growing impact on Miami International Airport. It is the tourism gateway to South Florida, and the picture is not pretty.
Both of those, the airport and the seaport, are responsible directly or indirectly for about 500,000 to 600,000 jobs in our community. They are vitally important. They're the number 1 and 2 economic generators here in Miami-Dade County.
So far, the airport is seeing a decrease in passengers this month, and airlines are cutting back flights, some by 10 to 12%.
Since the middle of February, we're averaging around a 10% reduction in the number of passengers. That's significantly less impact than other airports have experienced. Why? Because we don't have a direct route into the Asian market.
Concessionaires at the airport say they've been hard hit.
Our retail sales have declined over 20%. Our food and beverage sales have declined over 12%.
Checking in with the Miami-Dade School District.
Let me begin by stating the obvious. There is not, at this point, a single confirmed case or presumptive case of COVID-19 impacting a student or an employee of the school system.
Miami-Dade County Schools updating their coronavirus plan, saying at the moment all schools and local after-school activities are continuing. What's canceled is some travel.
All out-of-country field trips have been canceled until further notice. Based on guidance provided by the Florida Department of Education, an immediate moratorium has been placed on all out-of-state air travel.
And if coronavirus is a hard hit, Miami-Dade County are ready to lend the school district a hand.
We have collaborated with the county government, direct conversations with Mayor Jimenez, and he has offered, should we need additional staff, should we need SWAT teams of sanitization entities or equipment and supplies, the county is ready to assist us.
And getting back to MIA and the Port of Miami, the county is developing plans now just in case a cruise ship does have to return to the Port of Miami due to a coronavirus outbreak. That's the very latest. I'm Hank Tester, CBS 4 News at 7. Back to you.
Hank, thanks a lot for the update. Here are the latest figures from the Florida Department of Health. The state has 20 total cases of coronavirus. 14 are residents diagnosed in Florida. 5 are repatriated cases, meaning those patients were diagnosed and treated in another state, and 1 confirmed positive non-Florida resident isolated in the state. The death toll here stands at 2.
And with the effort to contain the outbreak in Broward County.
CBS 4's Carrie Clark starts off our live team coverage from Fort Lauderdale. And Carrie, have officials detailed the containment plan?
Well, right now what they're focusing on is several things. First, making sure that public transportation spots are as clean as they can possibly be. Same with county buildings. Restricting public employee travel to high-risk areas. And also, the county hopes to put in place a major PSA, public service announcement blitz, alerting residents of some common sense things that they can do to stay safe.
Our business partners are hurting right now.
Broward County commissioners are amping up their response to the coronavirus after a 4th person in Broward tested positive for the disease. 3 of the 4 cases are linked to a cruise contractor that works at Port Everglades. County Administrator Bertha Henry announced a local state of emergency on Tuesday.
Why is that important to us? It opens up resources from the state.
The county is also banning public employees from taking trips to high-risk areas and putting the Emergency Operations Center on a partial activation to coordinate with state health officials. The county will also increase cleaning at county buildings and on public transit. Commissioner Mark Bogan wants to see a massive advertising blitz to inform residents.
I think a stronger message has to do with paper towels and tissue, and that is don't touch. I think don't touch door handles, don't touch keypads for credit cards. When you get gasoline, you use things between your skin, whether it be paper napkins or tissue.
Some commissioners say they have not received timely information from the county health department.
I think that there's going to be more of these cases. Everybody knows it. To hide our head in the sands just doesn't make sense. So let's be as complete and as holistic at this and get as much information out there.
So a short time ago, we received a statement from Metro Cruise Services. That's the company where 3 of the 4 people who tested positive for coronavirus in Broward work. The company said, we were unaware that any of our part-time employees were sick until we were notified by the authorities. We then immediately notified all of our Port Everglades employees that one of their associates had tested positive and advised them that if they have any symptoms, they should seek medical assistance and not report to work. We are assisting all relevant governmental agencies with their inquiries and instructions. The health and safety of our workforce and those they encounter remain our top priority. Obviously, a fluid and ongoing situation. We'll keep you posted on the latest developments. Live in Fort Lauderdale, Carrie Codd, CBS 4 News.
Ultra music fans who learned that coronavirus concerns were forcing the festival to be canceled will have to wait a little longer for details on the ticket refund policy. Miami Mayor Francis Suarez announced late last week that the annual event would not be held. Event organizers said they were, quote, disappointed, but nothing is more important than the health and safety of attendees and employees. Details on the ticket refund policy are expected next week. Ultra was scheduled to be held later this month. The number of coronavirus cases in the U.S. has topped 800. Health officials in at least 36 states and the District of Columbia are working to contain the spread. New Jersey announced its first death on the East Coast. 3 more deaths are reported at a nursing home near Seattle on the West Coast. CBS 4's Michael George has the latest.
Dozens of passengers left the Grand Princess cruise ship in Oakland, California, most of them bound for a 14-day quarantine at various military bases. The sickest of the 21 people who tested positive for coronavirus were taken off first. The ship has also been linked to 12 cases from a previous trip, including 1 death. Ron Weisberger and his wife are now suing the cruise line's parent company.
If we would have known let's say before we landed in the first port, we would have gotten off that ship.
In Washington, the state with the worst outbreak, officials are limiting nursing home visits and implementing new rules for those who work there.
Employers or volunteers must be screened, that's not testing, but screened for COVID-19 symptoms at the start of each shift.
Officials have announced a 1-mile containment zone in this New York suburb behind me. New Rochelle has one of the largest clusters in the country, more than 100 cases. The plan affects large community centers and schools, which will be closed until March 25th. National Guard troops will also deliver food to homes and help clean public spaces.
Some opinions are the virus can live on a hard surface such as stainless steel or plastic for 2 days or more. So cleaning those surfaces is very important.
The outbreak in New Rochelle is linked to a 50-year-old lawyer who attended synagogue with hundreds of others. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The United Nations also announced it's closing doors to visitors and preparing for the possibility of holding virtual Security Council meetings, something that has never happened in the organization's history.
Coronavirus and the stock market plunge could push Florida lawmakers to cut back on spending. The fear is the coronavirus could reduce tax revenues from tourism and cruise ships. Senate President Bill Galvano says money for teacher pay and raises and proposed tax cuts could be trimmed. He suggested it could lead to $200 million going into reserves. Katie Johnston for CBSMiami.com. Medical supplies and sanitation products are in high demand, so is the prevalence of price gouging. Now, Florida is hoping to combat the problem with a price gouging hotline. Attorney General Ashley Moody activated the hotline Tuesday, a day after Governor Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency. Items covered under the COVID-19 state of emergency include protective masks and sanitizing and disinfecting supplies. You can report price gouging by visiting the website myfloridalegal.com or by calling the number you see right here on your screen. Katie Johnston for CBSMiami.com.